Welcome to the show. You have found Mason Street Retirement Insights, where every week we turn to our resident financial advisor, Sean Mason. He is the founder of Mason Street Wealth Management right here in Fresno. And he's been helping clients retire with confidence for years. He'd love to do the same for you. So he is here today to break down some of the biggest retirement topics for us. Now, America is celebrating its 250th birthday, a milestone that reflects 2.5 centuries of independence and freedom. It's pretty incredible. But thinking about this holiday and this milestone that we're hitting from a retirement perspective, Sean, many retirees are kind of focused on a different kind of freedom, and that's financial independence. So, Sean, I wanted us to talk today about what financial independence truly looks like in retirement. Can you talk to us about your thoughts on this?
Yeah, and I really love this holiday. You know, the 4th of July, it reminds us of, values that we can all get behind. But Casey, this year it seems like that on steroids. It's the 250th, and what an extraordinary milestone. Gosh, there's so much deep history, but it feels like more people are really embracing the ideals that this country was built on. Inherent rights, opportunities available to everybody, freedom. And most of us, I know, really appreciate and recognize how fortunate we all are as citizens of the greatest country on earth. And Casey, have you been watching the World Cup soccer tournament at all?
Just a little bit.
Okay. I think that has done wonders for the country, for the morale of Americans. So many tourists are raving about how great America is, and the timing couldn't be better. The energy, it's been electric, and I think this, I hope, but I think this momentum will continue on into the future. But to your question, it's a great, kind of analogy, because I was talking to one of the families that we work with, and we were talking about, what we're trying to accomplish, what people that are retiring are trying to accomplish. And it's like you said, they are trying to accomplish freedom. And yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, but really the opportunity to go and do what they want to do. They put all that work and sacrifice into getting themselves to the point to where they can go out and experience a life that is free of stress. And I think that's called freedom. And wow, what a great time of the year for that right now, because that's what this country is all about, right?
Going back to what you're talking about the World Cup, I've watched much more footage of tourists around the world enjoying the World Cup here in America than I have actually watching the games. But it's so heartwarming to see, because it's all over TikTok, it's all over Instagram these days. But it is really nice to see everybody enjoying our country and maybe having those stereotypes or those opinions that they had of us before they visited change because of what they're experiencing while they're here.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And, I'm not a big soccer fan. I don't know a lot about it, but I've been introduced now, and I've started watching it, and I will probably continue on. But, the memories of this tournament, it's going to be more than soccer.
Yeah.
Just like you said, it's going to be that feeling that, we're in a great place. And, not always is that being represented out there. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate what's been going on.
I agree. So I want to go back to this idea of financial independence, Sean, and I'm wondering, when people hear that phrase, financial independence, what do you think they usually get right about it? What do they often misunderstand about it?
Yeah, it's a good question. And, when I'm talking to people, another question would be, what is retirement to you? What does retirement mean to you? And I think that over the years, I've really learned that, sometimes people, they feel like retirement is leaving the job or not working anymore. But really, I think the goal is for people to get to that point to where they decide whether they need the paycheck anymore. They get to make the decision, and that's complete freedom. So, in deeper into your question, I think that having the finances, the ability to live life, to live the lifestyle that people want to live without the stress and the worry of money. That's what it's all about. That's what the freedom represents. And the freedom really starts with understanding and getting a true knowing of what your situation looks like. Do you know how your money will last? Do you know what that lifestyle can really be like. And it's hard to kind of just put all that together in your mind. I really encourage people to come in and have a discussion, and let's talk through all that. And I think that you're going to be surprised at how motivating it is and how you start dreaming when you just start having that discussion and start recognizing how great this chapter of life can be.
And that's going to do it for us today here on the show. But Sean and I will be back next week, same time, same place, with more retirement insight for Fresno. But until then, Sean, I'll hand it back over to you for the final word today. Take us out, my friend.
Casey, it was so fun hanging out with you. And, I love being and getting with the community. I want everybody to know we care about your success. We're going to keep bringing you information to help you put yourself in a better position. We'll see you next week.
Mason Street Wealth Management, MSWM, is a registered investment advisor, and the opinions expressed by MSWM on this show are their own and do not reflect the opinions of Motivate Investments. Registration is not an endorsement by securities regulators. Investment advisory services are offered through Motivate Investments, an SEC-registered investment advisory firm. All statements and opinions expressed are based upon information considered reliable, although it should not be relied upon as such. Any statements or opinions are subject to change without notice. The information presented is for educational purposes only and does not intend to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk and, unless otherwise stated, are not guaranteed. Information expressed does not take into account your specific situation or objectives and is not intended as recommendations appropriate for any individual. Listeners are encouraged to seek advice from a qualified tax, legal, or investment advisor to determine whether any information presented may be suitable for their specific situation. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance products, including annuities. Offered through Sean A. Mason, California, insurance license number 0B54860. The firms are separate entities. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company and are not offered by Motivate Investments. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties. MSWM is not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if MSWM is licensed in your state, please call 559-892-0002.